Hey, so I'm currently in Bangor, North Wales, and I'm about to do the challenge that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I've managed to do quite a few of these big challenges that I enjoyed. The National Three Peaks, I cycled for 10 days all the way from Bath in England to Monte Carlo, and today I'm about to have a go at the Snowdonia horseshoe. Maybe not as big in some people's eyes as the others, but I've been trying to do this one for a little while and been caught out a couple of days either by bad weather or just starting a little bit too late. So it's currently 7 AM, I'm just about to grab some breakfast. It's about a 20-minute drive and then I'm going to start it. Whilst I'm doing this as well, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for really good places to film when I'm coming to do my next big Guitar Ninja stunt, where I'm going to be playing as a Guitar Ninja on the mountains, being filmed with drones and smoke and things, and I have got the permits to sort that stuff out. So I'm going to grab my breakfast and make my way there. Okay, so it turns out I'm a little bit too early for breakfast, so I'm going to sit and have a read. I think I'm going to need my energy today, so I'm making sure that I stay for breakfast, grab that before I go. I think it opens in about 25 minutes, so I've got a bit of reading and I get to enjoy the view. I'm about to head out now. I've managed to have my breakfast. It's 7:45, so I've actually lost like a whole hour waiting for and then having breakfast. But hey, that's not too bad. So I'm going to head out towards the mountain now, see how it all goes. I did manage to finally get some scrambled eggs. That's what I was waiting for. I wanted that bit of protein and energy hit more than just fluffy pastry rubbish. So I've got my energy boost in now, and yeah, I'm sure there was more I was going to say in this clip, but hey, let's just get on with it. So, can't even see the top, but that bit in the centre of the screen, that's Grib Goch. That is one of the first peaks of this horseshoe. So, the car park was actually full. I had to come down and grab a bus from elsewhere, making it even later that I'm starting this horseshoe. But it does mean that I get to get some nice footage from the side of the bus where I'm not driving, of the lush mountains on the way up. We'll have a look at what time I get off the bus, and hopefully I'll be able to make it back in time for some dinner, doing this whole horseshoe. Okay, so we are now here. I've had the bus ride, met some lovely people on there doing Snowdon for the first time. It was really nice to be able to give them some advice on where to go. So it is now 9:11. I'm at the Penny Pass car park. About to head up Grib Goch first, start this horseshoe off. So I've come from that point there already. It's not that far in yet. Still got, can't even see the mountains now. A long way to go. And I've made my normal mistake. I've decided to go faster than I should for the start. I have this problem with every mountain. I just get too excited. I've been stroking doggies. I've been chatting to almost everyone I passed. And yet, I'm doing the craziest, big, massive horseshoe. Most people on this walk are probably just doing Snowdon, and the only ones to go past me were fail runners, which means I'm probably pacing myself too fast again. But the excitement's just there. As long as I remember to stop and stretch and hydrate, I should be fine. Okay, so it's 9:36 and I've just reached the point where the Grib Goch route and the pig route divide. So I've made really good time, but as per usual, I've rushed it too much. I need to do some stretches and things before I approach Grib Goch. And if I was doing this with somebody, I would have stopped 3 or 4 times for stretches right now and expected twice the length of time. But hey, when I'm by myself, I'm stupid, but I do plan the rest. So stretches and things now before I attack the steep beast. Okay. Look at that. And I've still got all of that to do. Okay, so I'm trying not to overfilm, but
It's just so beautiful here. It's really hard not to. I also now need a wee, which is a bit of a pain in the butt when I'm halfway up a mountain on a very exposed side. That route you see there is the pig route, the most used route, or at least the one I suggest most people use as well on Snowdon. Right, I better keep going. I don't want to overfilm on the way up, but this is beautiful. I love the fact that I'm just lost in my mind, allowing myself to get sweaty and messy, but it is beautiful. And yeah, I'm just so excited to be on the mountains. I love them. There is a seagull very close. Okay, so I haven't done much filming in a bit because I've needed my hands full time for the last bit of climbing. Glad I've done a fair bit of bouldering. Definitely makes me a bit more confident. I've now just come across some people with ropes, which I'll make sure aren't in the camera because I don't have permission, but gives you an idea if they're roping up. Finally onto the actual top ridge. Now, I was about to say it's easy, but it's really not. At least what I feel is the worst bit is done. Getting up to the altitude. Hello, seagull. So just reached the ridge at 10:40, which was a 9:11 leave, so that's only an hour and a half. That's actually a really good pace compared to what I thought it was going to be. Right, looks like someone's waiting to come past and doesn't want to be in camera, so I'm going to go. So this point here is where I got some footage last time, and I'll share some of that footage with you here with that drop and straight through. Now, to be clear, you might think I'm being brave, but actually most of the time I've been holding onto the rocks with my hands. I've been well aware of the height. It's not about just being ballsy straight away, it's about breaking my comfort zone and just feeling happy and proud and excited and alive, and not just doing the same old rubbish, just staring at a screen in the evenings and going to an office job. This is what life's about. First of all, I can't believe how little wind there is. I'm right here on the main ridge. Now, that is how close Grib Goch peak is now. And see the Snowdon there in the background, right? We're coming up on, whoa, big figure. Coming up on this side, but I've got to go down on the other side, this steeper side here. It might not look as bad on camera, but it looks quite daunting from here. So I am at the top of Grib Goch now. It's really windy, hence the reason I'm hiding behind a rock and filming at a weird angle. Oh, the clouds are starting to roll in. I made it here at 11:41, so with a 9:11 start, that's only 2.5 hours, if I'm right. Yes, 2.5 hours to get up to the top of Grib Goch with all of the scrambling, climbing, traversing stuff that was needed as well to get up here. So I'm pretty happy with this. Gonna get round to Snowdon and then consider completing the horseshoe, depending on how much cloud rolls in. Okay, so that's the bit that we were climbing over. Then the route. Snowdon's just hidden behind the clouds right now. Some seagulls. And the top of Grib Goch. Let's give it a nice little slap. It's always my little comfort. Okay, I've just joined onto the Llanberis walk. I'm hoping the microphone can pick up most of this over the wind. That is the route to come when we come to do the video shoot, up Llanberis and then on to Grib Goch, because actually it's a really short distance off the path this way, instead of trying to scramble with all that filming gear and guitars. There's Grib Goch. Some trek maintenance. And now we join the queue for the summit. Weirdest thing ever, queuing for a mountain peak, but hey, almost there, peak 2, only another 2 to go. Hopefully my body's going to block most of the wind. So it is 9 minutes past 12, which means under 3 hours to have completed Grib Goch and Snowdon, minus the annoying queue to the peak. So I'm still waiting on the top of Snowdon. Queue's annoying, but hey, that is my next point of call. Going up that ridge there, round and back down. Oh, you can actually see the path down there. Snowdon Peak, and now I feel like I'm on Snowdon. It's white. This is exactly what this mountain is for me normally. There's a hint of something that way, nothing that way. Oh well, gonna slap the top and then carry on round
and the clouds staying away from the peak I've got to go over next, so I'm hoping it keeps doing that. Snowdon Peak, slappity slap. So now on what's called the Watkin path. Not done this one at all before, very scree-like. And I got a pure view of the next mountain I'm going over. So I'll spin this round and show you. So I've just had to do a load of scree downhill after doing all the rest of this. So very tired. Holding the camera still was difficult, but I'm going to try and get some footage for you. This next mountain, being number 3, is a challenge. So I'm on the way back down now. That's the first climb. That's where Grib Goch was. Somewhere up there, Snowdon, and what I've just had to scree run down. And that's where I'm going. Bumped in a few people that were on the same bus as me. So looking forward to hopefully bumping into them again, because they said they're going to take the same route I'm doing. So I've got to the point now where the Watkins route splits with the route that goes up the big hill. So just thought I'd take a little bit of a breather before I start hitting it. As you can see, it's straight up. Doesn't actually show it that well on camera. And just come down all of that, which is pretty crazy. Making good time. I found out that I left Snowdon Peak at 12:50. I looked at my photo on the top because I realised I didn't take track of the time. So 12:50 I left the peak, and it is currently just before 1:30. So yeah, not too bad. 40 minutes to get to this point, I think is pretty good. I don't know. I go slower downhill, but I don't rest as much, so I kind of go quicker overall. But
you're doing well, dude.
Thank you very much. But time to head uphill. And there's a lot more people going uphill suddenly than I thought, because there wasn't many doing it earlier. So it seems like all the brave souls are finally coming out. Okay, let's hit mountain peak number 3. Okay, next peak managed, that's 3. Hopefully it's all downhill. There is at least another peak by the looks of it, so I'm guessing there's a dip up, but then it's all down and back. Look at that. And dog, so bonus. This is instantly gonna get more views now. To think, I was doing all that route that now we can't even see all the way around earlier. What's the time now? I'd like to have the time. 1:55. 1:55, so it's not even 2. Yes. So we're talking like only 4.5 to 5 hours so far. Beast. Cool. Another top done. Unfortunately, there's not a symbol here, so this rock will have to have the taps. Let's crack on. Okay, so we're now at maybe peak 4. I don't know if it's a separate name, but I want to claim it because we went down and back up. So now it should be practically downhill all the way from here. And to be fair, if I'm calling this 2 peaks, then I suppose Grib Goch's first peak and second, maybe it's 5. I'll have to have a look, see what their names are. But yes, I've made it. Mountain top, highest point around, and now it's downhill. What an adventure. Oh, what's the time? 2:03. 2:03. What mental time. And views over that way as well. Just amazing. So I'm on the descent now. Wind was crazy, but I did manage to get a nice shot of that view on the way down, showing that whole route going up Grib Goch, up the first scramble up the main Grib Goch peak, round Snowdon, although the clouds have come in and completely hidden Grib Goch and Snowdon now. Then over the next couple of peaks, I really need to make sure I double check what the name is. A few people have said it to me, but they've pronounced it slightly different, so I'm a bit nervous to try either one of them. But anyway, I'm on the way back down now. We've actually made quite a lot of descent so far. And it's just been great to be able to view all the way around the mountain. Made loads of different social groups along the way. Loads of help from a couple of people on the way up the climb, and just being able to jump between different social groups has been really good. I've loved it. Loads of people interested in Guitar Ninja as well, which I wasn't really expecting. Yeah, lots of so I'm going to stop because I'm rambling. Okay, so I can now see the miners route, and that means that I'm pretty much on the journey home. This has been absolutely amazing. I was amazed at how well I've managed to do this. My knees, my feet, all of them are not killing me anywhere near the amount I thought they would be at this point. They were actually worse earlier on. So
I noticed coming down from Snowdon was difficult on the scree. I was worried about my knees then. The next up, it was harder than Snowdon, easier than Grib Goch, but just looking at it thinking, I've already done 2 mountains and this is harder than Snowdon, I was not feeling brave, but I was just thinking about how good it will feel when I get round. I knew I could do it, I had to push through, believe and be positive. I did it, I smashed it, and just so proud. And it just helped prove to me that, you know what, everything that others do is achievable for me as well. I might just put a bit more work and training in sometimes in this, but yeah, you know, I've just done the Snowdonia horseshoe. Obviously I've still got a little bit more to do. What's the time now? It's only 2:30. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5 hours 20 so far. By the time I get back, we're probably only talking 6 to 7 hours period to do the Snowdonia horseshoe on a first attempt by myself. Just, it's only 10 to 3 and that's the lake. I'm right near where it rejoins onto the Miners. But I thought I'd stop here and take a little bit of footage to show you some of the old like mine works of some format they have over here. Straight onto the lake. Following the lake, there's a path, goes over this bridge, and then that is where I'm going to join it. Back to car park, that is it. It is 3:24. I did not expect to do the whole horseshoe that fast. I haven't even processed that. What's that? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 6 hours and 15 minutes. 13 minutes. 6¼ hours. I was expecting like 9. Yeah, absolutely smashed it. Here we go. This is the name of the mountain. So that's the last one we did. Under 1,000 meters. Okay. Then you've got Snowdon itself. Yeah, I did go over this ridge. So that's a different one to Grib Goch. So I did do another peak there. That was Grib Goch. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like the double peak here. Okay, so there we have it. It is now complete. 6 hours and 13 minutes to do the full horseshoe with all the peaks. An extra peak that I didn't realise even existed with a name. I thought that was Grib Goch, not the previous one. But I did say I was going to look to see if there was a name. So super stunned with this. Like I say, I was holding onto the rocks in places and clinging myself to it. It wasn't about I'm just super brave. It was about just breaking that comfort zone, feeling confident but weary and just fighting through. Like I said, there was times where I thought my feet and legs were going to give up on me, but weirdly by the end I felt fine. Like literally I felt fine. And there was a couple I met on the bus that had tried once before, and when we got to the peak of Snowdon they just happened to get there at the same time using their other route. So up just the pig route they managed to get from car park to peak in 3 hours. So yeah, super proud of them as well, and just knowing it's there made even more friends on the way down. So yeah, I'm going to wrap things up here, but yeah, break that comfort zone, and if you're not practicing guitar, rock out on the mountains instead. Bye! Okay, so I did a bit of an outro when I was up at the car park to mention how long I'd been. So it was from 9:11 to 3:24, which makes it 6 hours and 13 minutes to do the entire circle, which is awesome. And I was saying about how awesome it is to break the comfort zone and do that. But I realized that it would be a bit stupid of me to make a video like this and not also talk about the actual safety implications. For instance, just things like I had walking sticks to help me. I had proper hiking boots and socks. I had a proper raincoat the whole time. I made sure that I had plenty of water and dry layers and a full first aid kit and plenty of food. I had a knife, rope, and even a thermal blanket. Yeah, I am just climbing a UK mountain which doesn't have snow on the top, and some people might see it as just a bit of a hill, but you got to realize that even though they're just hills, if you twist an ankle on one of these, right, and you do it later in the journey, then how are you going to get down on a broken ankle? The weather's going to change when it gets to night. It's going to get cold. The rain might come in. You've got to keep warm
otherwise you really aren't safe. These still take, between Snowdon, Scafell and Ben Nevis, 10 lives per year. So yes, go out, break the comfort zone. Yes, do these challenges. I feel like everybody should benefit from doing more with their life than just existing. However, I also want to make sure that you do take the safety precautions. A lot of people call me a nutter for the things that I do, but just remember that actually I put a lot of thought into the safety implications and things like that as well. I do the crazy thing, but I make sure that I do it with as much security around me as possible, if that makes sense. Right, that is now me proper rounding this off. This has been an absolutely amazing day. I'm so glad I got to do it. I can't believe I did it in just over 6 hours as well. I set myself 9 to do it, but I'm off to go get myself an amazing dinner that I feel I've deserved, and I'll catch you in a new video soon.